They have stood for 5,000 years. While empires rose and fell into dust, while religions were born and forgotten, they remained. Silent, immovable, defiant. The Great Pyramids of Giza are often called the world's greatest mystery of engineering. But what if we have been looking at them through the wrong lens? What if they aren't just tombs for dead kings, but a physical manifestation of a divine blueprint? The ancient Egyptians didn't just build with stone, they built with mathematics, astronomy, and a profound understanding of the logoi, the underlying rational principles of the universe. They built a bridge between the earth and the stars, between the mortal and the eternal. Today, we look past the sand and the myths. We are exploring the sacred geometry that defies modern logic. We are asking, was the Great Pyramid an antenna for a frequency we have forgotten? And what does its perfect alignment tell us about the mind of the Creator? The stones are speaking. It's time we learned how to listen. Phase 1. The Precision Paradox. More than human? Let us begin with the sheer impossibility of their existence. The Great Pyramid is composed of over 2 million stone blocks, some weighing as much as 80 tons. They were fitted together with such precision that you cannot slide a razor blade between them. But the true miracle isn't the weight, it's the alignment. The Great Pyramid is aligned to true north with an accuracy of within 3/60ths of a degree. This is a level of precision that we only achieved in the modern era with satellite technology. How did a civilization with no iron tools, no wheels, and no computers achieve this? For the modern mind, this is a paradox. We assume that progress is linear, that we are the smartest humans to ever live. But the stones of Giza suggest a different story. They suggest that the ancients possessed a sacred science. They didn't see the world as a collection of random objects. They saw it as a manifestation of geometry. To them, geometry was the language of God. By building the pyramids to these exact proportions, they weren't just making a building. They were tuning a monument to the very frequency of the earth. They understood that matter is shaped by invisible laws. And at Giza, they made those laws visible in stone. Phase 2. The Resonance of the King's Chamber. If you step inside the heart of the Great Pyramid, you find a room made of red granite. It is empty. No inscriptions, no gold, no mummy. Only a stone coffer carved from a single block of granite. Acoustically, this room is unlike any other on Earth. It has a resonant frequency that amplifies the human voice to an almost supernatural degree. Recent scientific studies have shown that the Great Pyramid can actually concentrate electromagnetic energy within its internal chambers and under its base. Was this accidental? In the philosophy of Luminex Mind, we understand that everything is vibration. We discussed how the heart has its own frequency. The Egyptians believed that certain spaces could tune the human spirit. They didn't build a tomb, they built a resonance chamber. Imagine a priest or an initiate lying in that coffer, surrounded by the weight of millions of tons of stone, vibrating at the frequency of the earth itself. It was a technology of consciousness. They were using the geometry of God to lift the human mind out of the Unmundigkeit, the immaturity, of the material world, and into the direct perception of the divine. They were literally tuning their souls to the Logos. Phase 3. The Bridge to the Stars. The pyramids are not just grounded in the earth, they are anchored in the heavens. The air shafts within the Great Pyramid were once perfectly aligned with specific star systems, Orion and Sirius. To the Egyptians, the stars were not just distant balls of gas, they were the imperishable ones. They represented the eternal realm of the divine. By aligning their monuments with the stars, they were creating a time paradox of their own. They were tying a physical point on Earth to an eternal point in the cosmos. This reflects the Hermetic principle, as above, so below. They understood that the laws of physics on Earth are reflections of the laws of the heavens. When we look at the pyramids, we are looking at a giant stone clock that tracks the precession of the equinoxes, a cycle that lasts nearly 26,000 years. They were thinking in cycles of time that modern humans can barely grasp. They weren't building for the next decade, they were building for the next geological age. This level of foresight requires a mind that is no longer trapped in the now. It is a mind that sees the block universe, the past, present, and future, as one singular divine tapestry. The pyramid is the anchor that holds our place in that tapestry. Phase 4. The alchemy of the builders. We often ask how they built it, but the more important question is why they built it with such specific materials. The exterior was once covered in polished white Tura limestone, making the pyramid shine like a star that could be seen for miles. The capstone was likely gold. Limestone is an insulator. Granite is a conductor, rich in quartz crystals. Gold is the ultimate conductor. The Great Pyramid was a giant bipolar machine. It was an alchemical marriage of the Earth's elements. In sacred geometry, the pyramid shape, the tetrahedron, is the symbol for fire and transformation. This mirrors the transformation of the human mind. Just as the pyramid refines energy at its apex, our lives are meant to refine our experiences into wisdom. The Egyptians believed that through the right alignment of mind, body, and spirit, a human could become Akh, a being of pure light. This is the hidden pedagogy of the pyramids. They are a silent lesson in alchemy. They tell us that even the heaviest, most dense stone of our lives can be shaped, aligned, and turned into a monument that reflects the light of God. They are a testament to the fact that when matter is organized according to divine logic, it becomes indestructible. Phase 5. Finding the pyramid within. We return to the present. The white limestone is gone. The gold is stolen, but the geometry remains. Immanuel Kant told us to have the courage to use our own understanding. When we look at the pyramids today, we must have the courage to see past the guardians of standard history who tell us they were just primitive tombs. The pyramids are a call to awaken. They remind us that there is a deep mathematical order to our existence, that you are not an accident in a chaotic universe. You are a being living within a geometry of God. How do we apply this? First, seek alignment. Just as the pyramid is aligned to the north, align your heart to your highest truth. Second, build for the eternal. Don't just work for the temporary cage of comfort. Build a character that can withstand the test of time. Third, listen to the resonance. Find the silence within your own king's chamber and listen for the frequency of the divine. The architects of Egypt knew something we are only now rediscovering, that the physical and the spiritual are one. That the logic of the mind and the intelligence of the heart are meant to meet at the apex. Your life is a monument in progress. Dare to build it with the precision of a master. Dare to align it with the stars. Thank you for seeking the hidden truths with us here at Luminex Mind. The light is still shining. Are you ready to reflect it?